Yep, that's about right. Shaq was pretty happy. We told him he was done for the night, but he was able to punch out. It's a good call, Gregory. What's that guy's name? What's that character's name? Devin Booker. First since 1977 to lead a finals team in scoring in his first postseason experience, and he has lived up to it. 31 tonight, and he's with Mikal Bridges.
Hey, Book, you mentioned before game one that you were more excited than nervous to be on this type of stage. When you've talked in the past about visualizing these moments, has the finals felt like that? Have you had those times where you're like, this is exactly what I imagined it would be like?
Yeah, to be completely honest. I think the whole playoff experience, helped it tone it down a bit, because I feel like we've seen a lot of situations and different coverages, and we've been through it all through the regular season and stressing the details of the game. So I think we're prepared for this moment. Obviously Milwaukee is no slouch, and they make it tough on us, and they're always going to make it tough on us, but we've seen a lot as a team.
After I think you started 2 for 10 and then got really hot, just what changed? Not what changed, but just maybe what unlocked for you that allowed you to really get it going?
Say just slow it down a bit. Early in the game, just amped, excited, and I was shooting a few things long, rushing a few shots. So, just getting back to fundamentals.
Dave up front.
Devin, those 3 threes you hit in the fourth. Chris said this is something that you work on, you envision. Monty said you don't run for the moment. Jay said, hey, if you did run for the moment, we wouldn't be here, because you've done this throughout this playoff run. What allowed you to get open to hit those, or maybe you even weren't open? What allowed you to hit them?
It's just team basketball. I think a few of them are open, and we prepare for these moments. Like you said, nobody's running from any action or any type of moment, like you guys are saying. And it's not just me. It's 1 through 5. It's like you said, setting my man up, DeAndre, hitting the screen, Chris, causing enough attention to get me open. So, it's all a collective group. It's team basketball, and that's why I feel like we've been successful for most of the year.
Mark on your right.
Hey, Devin. No, obviously you're young, but Monty was marveling how it doesn't really seem like there's ever a moment where you're tired. What do you think goes into being able to just play at that high motor from start to finish consistently?
It's preparation, taking care of your body. There's a whole list of it, but I think the adrenaline and me and Mikal, we're some young guys. We're we're young and getting it and trying to get after it. So I don't feel tired for real.
On that note, are there any things over the years that you took from Kobe or Chris or any other veterans as far as things that go into kind of maximizing your health and all that?
Everything. I take bits and pieces from all my mentors, and preparation with diet, strength training, just making sure your body can withhold these moments. And during the regular season, we're still working. Even after we win a game next day in practice, we're in there getting right, making sure our bodies are right. And it's not just myself, it's everybody on this team.
It'll be the same question for both of you. Just offensively, what were you seeing individually tonight?
You got it right. I think we had a lot of open shots that we didn't make. I know me personally, there's a couple layups there that I usually make that kind of rimmed in and out. Had some good looks, but Giannis had a great game, getting to the basket, penetrating. I feel like we did a pretty good job of penetrating, making plays for other people, but just got to do a little bit better.
Chris, just for you, offensively, it felt like you had some go in and out. Were you pleased with the looks you were getting, and just kind of what did you see?
Yeah, in the first half, I had I think more than a few just go in and out for me. Shots that I'll take over and over again, just didn't get them in the second half.
Second row on the right, Delori.
Drew, when those shots rim out, they didn't for you against Atlanta when, that got you going. What's your next strategy, to keep going back inside, or do you take it back outside? Do you have a short-term memory and forget about it? How does that affect you?
Definitely a short-term memory. Continue to be aggressive. Get to the basket. Sometimes when you miss those, your big is there to clean you up. I know a couple times Tuck was there, Brooke was there. So you always have to apply pressure on the basket.
Anyone else? Let's go to Jim here. Go ahead, Jim.
Hey, guys, in the back. For either of you, of course, it's the second time you're down 0-2, obviously, to a very good team. You get a couple days now, though, to kind of get back. So do you lean on Brooklyn? Is that totally in the past, totally different? How do you kind of, wrap your head around having to win a game, in Milwaukee?
Yeah, it's going to be tough. I mean, they took care of their home court. We got to find a way to do the same. It starts with the first one at home, though. We got to come out, be prepared, be ready for a dogfight. I mean, we have been in this hole before. It's not going to be easy, but we got to find a way to do it.
It's bounced to Chris Paul at the podium. We're expecting to talk to him ourselves here in a few minutes, but here he was a moment ago.
Couple times. Once Booker hit a three to make it 6-9. Another time they hit at 7. Book hits 2 threes in a row. Why is he built for those type of moments?
Big time. He could tell you better than I can, but he didn't train and worked his whole life for these moments. And our team all season long has been, you put the work in, you live with the results. So if Book shoot it, I expect it to go in. I get mad at him when he don't shoot, so big shots.
And that one sequence you had to end the first half, 9 or 10 passes, Ayton ends up with an and one. Has your passing rubbed off on these guys, or how do you explain that one?
We have a saying with our team. It's called good to great. We pass up good shots to get great shots, and it's the unselfishness of our team. Any coach in America, I'm sure they love to show their team that clip, and DA finished it at the end.
Dwayne up front.
Yeah, Chris, you've talked about how Mikal and how much you're proud of DeAndre, but seeing Mikal do what he did tonight, career high, 27 points in the playoffs.
I be on Kale so crazy, you know what I mean? Because Kale is just a winner. He's a winner. When we won the Western Conference Finals, I looked at him and I had a flashback of him being at Villanova. You know what I mean? I remember him winning the championship there, and he's just a winner. He's going to do whatever you need him to do, offensively or defensively, and it's good to see him playing like this.
Quick follow, Dave was talking about that one possession at the end of the first half. That possession in the fourth where, a shot is missed, Mikal runs it down, then another shot is missed, Ayton gets the rebound, he kicks it to you in the corner for a three that you hit. How big was that sequence? You guys were up 6 at that point. It went up.
It was huge. It was like the play of the game. DA. He's so hard on himself. He's so mad at how he played or whatnot. But I tell him if he doesn't get that offensive rebound and find me there in the corner, that was probably the biggest play of the game. So it just shows you how we all have to stay the course.
Rachel on the left.
Hey, Chris. Athletes who've been doing it for a long time, toward the end of their careers, like Derek Jeter or Pete Sampras, when they were vets, they said that it was sometimes harder to stay in the moment of those championship series because you knew too much. Like, you knew how hard and how long you had been to get there. And Jeter used to talk about the World Series at the beginning of my career were easy. It was the ones in the last few years that I really had a harder time staying in the moment. Have you experienced that at all?
No, I have a pretty good I do a pretty good job of staying in the moment. Maybe a lot of the guys on our team, this is their first playoff series. They don't know the heartache or the heartbreak. They're just out there playing. So for me, I know how quick things can change. I know how a possession or a play can change the dynamics of an entire series. So for me, I don't get too high, I don't get too low. I just stay even keel. It wasn't always like that, but I know that these situations are, don't happen every day.
Thanks.
Mark up front.
Hey, Chris, I know Devin's still got his young legs in him, but what do you notice he does to be able to play at a high motor throughout the game?
He just stay in attack mode all game long. You know what I mean? And that's what I love about him. And I think me and him together, we've just built so much trust. You know, he like, here, see, go. You know, I go to him. And whatever happens during the game, you just know that there's never any malicious intent. You know, he just wants to win. He's going to do whatever he has to do to help our team win, and it's nice.
Mark, over here.
Chris, looking back to when you were traded here, what were your initial thoughts when you got the news? And could you have foreseen at this time being on this stage?
I know me. I know how hard I work during the summer. I know how I play. I knew the pieces that was here. I knew Book was here. And like I say, I knew the pieces. I knew mine. I knew that we would have a system. I knew that we would build trust. So I'm not surprised.
And what did you think about James having confidence in you?
JJ is our GM, but he is like my counterpart. He's like my brother. You know what I mean? So like, we done been through so many different things with the CBA negotiations. So it was easy to talk to him about me wanting to be here. And it's nice when you have a relationship like that, because you can be honest, no matter what, good or bad. You know, you're gonna shoot it to each other straight, and that's how it's always been.
Palmer on Zoom.
I'm going to go to Mark Schwartz with ESPN.
Chris, Devin always says that he doesn't run from moments like these.